You may want to leave. You wonder if there is any point in it. Bobby face. Your mind screams. The silence feels like never ending. But I was determined. Hi, welcome home. This is part 3 of our Vipassana series. If you are new here, Home to Her is a space where I talk about my healing journey and self discovery. We talk about living a life that is aligned to your purpose. I did my Vipassana in Igatpuri, one of India's oldest yet most intense Vipassana center. This is no picnic. It is not relaxing, but it is one of the most deepest things I've ever done. Let me take you inside, not just to the schedule, but the rhythm of daily wonder, where you're away from the whole world, just with your own silence. Let's begin. You are asked to arrive by 2 p.m., but I got there early, morning by around 10 a.m. ish. It was a good thing because I could get a single room of my own, which was my first choice. By 9:30, the registration process begins. You have to fill a form, read the course instructions, and know the timetable for the next 10 days. You are allocated a room, your laundry is registered for. Then the big one. You need to deposit your phone and your valuables. You have till 5:30 p.m. to be officially disconnected. I decided to do that early. So I gave away my phone by 1 p.m. itself. I knew it was my birthday. I was going to get calls. I was very excited for this next 10 days and wanted to start away as soon as possible. No calls, just my breath and me. At 6 p.m., there is an official group briefing where you meet your assigned teacher. You hear about the rules and you are shown your seat in the Dhamma hall, which will be your spot for the next 10 days. Around 8 p.m., the noble silence begins. But this silence is not just about not speaking, it is also no eye contact, no gestures, and no communication, even verbally or non verbally. At first, it feels strange and natural, even. But by day 4, I was not just okay with it, I craved it. See, it's the same every single day. And that's the whole point. A fixed rhythm brings a discipline, and that discipline is what brings the depth. Here, your day begins at 4 a.m. with a soft gong outside your room. It is still pitch dark. You brush, you freshen up, and you head to the Dhamma hall or the pagoda. Pagoda is a small one-seater isolated room without any fan or any external influence. Volunteers, the sevikas, will knock at your door gently if they see that it is locked from inside to remind you to get out for your meditation practice. 4:30 to 6:30 a.m. is when you start your first meditation. Everybody sits together in silence. You are given instructions in the video by Sri Acharya Goenka ji and asked to observe your breath. Just that, nothing else. The instructions are given in both Hindi as well as English. 6:30 to 8 a.m. is the time for breakfast and for you to freshen up. The breakfast menu is simple, sattvic, and nourishing. Think something like poha, upma, dokla, toast, fruits, and you get milk along with tea and coffee every single day. This is the time to take bath as hot water is available during this period. If you have a shared room, you can take turns for bathing and breakfast. It is convenient if you decide this logistics on the very first day itself so that you can avoid unnecessary talking or any communication later on. In all, there are 3 group meditations and 4 individual sittings throughout the day. For the first couple days, till you get acquainted with the technique itself. You are asked to do all the sittings in the group and in the Dhamma hall. After which, once you are familiar with the technique, you can go and do all the individual sittings in pagoda, which is the Shunyagar, your single, isolated, assigned small room. Then comes almost 3 continuous hours of sitting. From 8 to 9 am, you have a group meditation, post which from 9 am to 11 am, you meditate in the hall or in your room according to the teacher's instructions. This is when your body will protest. Your mind will go numb, your knees will throb, your legs will ache, and your back, it may give up from this continuous sitting straight. But somehow, you still keep sitting. There's a kind of strength in that silence. Then, from 11 am to 1 pm is the time for your lunch and your rest. Remember, this lunch is the last full meal that you get for the day. It includes roti, rice, sabzi, dal, and salad. You get the option of filtered water or warm ginger water to refill your bottle, which, by the way, you should carry from home. Post lunch, there is enough time for you to either rest or take a stroll in the garden. Remember, you're not allowed to exercise or do any sort of activity which may distract the other participants. I personally would just take a stroll around the garden and then for some time I would lie down and rest my eyes. After this lunch and rest, from 1 pm to 2:30 pm is when it's time for your individual meditation. Now here's the catch. Nobody is watching you. No teacher, no peer pressure. Will you sit or will you sneak in for that post lunch nap? This is where your inner discipline starts to build. You get up from your bed, you go out from your room, even when your mind resists, to go and sit. Just show up. That is all that matters. Now, after this individual sitting, 2:30 pm to 3:30 pm is again time for a group meditation. You go back in the hall, back with all the other participants' collective energy. No distractions and deeper focus. There may be some background noises, someone sneezing, a cough, a throat itch, a, sometimes even a random burp. Post lunch, remember? So the distractions will arise, but you learn through all of this to be patient, to let go of judgment, and to remember it is no one's fault. You gently return back to your focus and continue to meditate and meditate and meditate. Then from 3:30 pm to 5 pm, again 1.5 hour of continued sitting in meditation. Here, sometimes the teacher will check in. They may call you in groups to check about your progress, about your understanding of the sadhana itself. I personally did not want to talk and spoke only when I really had something to ask and clarify. After this, from 5 to 6 pm is another tea break. Remember, there is no dinner at Vipassana. If you are new, during this tea break, you get a fruit, puffed rice, and lemon water. For all students, there is only lemon water. They are not allowed to take any solid food after noon. Remember, this not having dinner, it's actually not deprivation. It is in fact a discipline. You eat just enough to keep yourself alert, not heavy. Then again, from 6 to 7 pm is time for group meditation. By now, your body actually starts to adjust little by little. The back pain is still there, but your mind is quieter. It is calm and it is able to sit through. From 7 to 8:30 p.m. is when there is Goenkaji's evening discourses. Guruji's discourses are played on a projector.
Because always one has some concept of meditation. Meditation should be like this, verbalization, visualization, imagination, contemplation. And look, nothing is there. We are just asked to observe respiration, now this sensation, what we are doing.
Now, this is one of my favorite times from the day. Not only does he shed light on many unresolved questions throughout your day during your sadhana, but his uncanny mix of wit and humor actually makes the session very fun and enjoyable. This was my lighthouse. Throughout the day, when you're not able to talk or even speak with any other person, this is the only time you get to hear somebody continuously for at least 1.5 hours. This is when you understand the subtleties of the sadhana and generate willingness towards this technique, generate more and deeper understanding towards this technique. He helps you to benefit the maximum by guiding perfectly on each and every day through his experience of what a beginner or an experienced sadhak may be experiencing throughout their practice. From 8:30 to 9 p.m. is again the final hour of meditation. 9:30 p.m. the lights are out. You have meditated for more than 10 hours. You fall asleep, not out of boredom, but out of surrender to your own mind and your own body, and with the intention to wake up tomorrow again at 4 a.m. Some special things to remember. If you have back issue, you can request a backrest or even a chair. This is available especially for seniors and pregnant women. Remember that there is a 15-minute breaks between most of the sessions to help you stretch, relax, or just sit in the nature and be ready for the next meditation. Laundry service is optional. It is prepaid where you pay 500 rupees during the registration day itself and the balance is written to you at the end. Regarding any questions that you may have during your sadhana, anything that you think you are doing right or wrong, you are allowed to speak to your teacher during breaks or scheduled check-ins. They are approachable and deeply experienced. The pagoda slots open up after a few days of deeper practice and meditation. By then, you are experienced in the technique and ready for more isolated environment. At first, this routine feels like a cage, but soon it becomes a container for your chaos, your clarity, and your healing. There is no luxury here, no scented candles, no spa music, no bubble baths. Just breath, body, silence, and stillness. And in that stillness, you find something that most retreats cannot offer, a way to face life with your eyes fully open. Just as sleep is rest for your body, Vipassana was rest for my soul. If you are considering going, go. And if you are afraid, still go. But if you think that you cannot survive 10 days of silence, maybe this is exactly what you need. In the next video, I'll share how the experience of each day differs despite the routine being the same. Till then, maybe try to wake up at 4 a.m. or maybe sit in silence and see what surfaces.